Abortion is a rough topic. There are two sides, pro-life or pro-choice. By the end of my speech, yes, by the end of my speech, I want you to decide what side you are on. Abortion is a tough topic because there are so many incidents that can come along with it. The woman could have been raped. The woman could still have been in high school. The woman could lose her life from giving birth. There could be complications with the baby. There are so many scenarios. You can go on and on. First, do you know what abortion is? There's actually two types. There is surgical and then there's medical. So the medical one is medication. You go in a few times, take a medication, and then you come back to the doctor a few times again, and you somehow, poof, don't have a baby. Surgical, there's actually two types for surgical. There is a tube one where they actually use a tube to suck the baby out of you, and then there's another one where it is like it's like pliers, and they actually rip the baby apart when they're doing that one. Both traumatic, very. Along with that, you would know there would be risks. I'll just name a few for now. There is excessive bleeding, blood clots, infection of fallopian tubes, which can cause infertility. Infertility is very rare to happen, but you never know when it's going to happen to you. Everyone always says, oh, it'll never happen to me, blah, blah, blah. Well, it can, and you never know when it's going to happen or who it's going to happen to. I've told you about what abortion is. I've told you the types of abortions there are. I've told you the risks, and now I'm going to tell you a little story about abortion that I know. Growing up, my sister had a best friend, and she got pregnant while she was in high school, and these two were inseparable. They did everything together. When they needed anything, they had each other. She came up to her one day, my sister, and she told my sister that she was pregnant. Obviously, my sister was a little scared for her. She's in high school, but she was still happy at the same time because it's life. It's a new life coming to this world. So, then she went along to tell her that she was going to get an abortion because she wasn't ready to have this baby. Understandable, you're in high school and everything, but you need to know your options. And I don't think she was ready for this at all. My sister actually tried to help her with it. She told her all her options. She looked up options for her. She said, you can go talk to all these people. There's more than just abortion you can do, and it'll be saving a life and saving you from regret. Along with that, there's evidence I have. It says within 8 weeks after their abortion, 55% expressed guilt, 44% complained of nervous disorders, 36% had experienced sleep disturbances, 31% had regrets about their decision, and 11% had been prescribed psychotropic medicine by their family doctor. Obviously, some of these are going overboard, but it can happen. You never know. That's another thing. You never know when it's going to happen to you. When these risks that I just said can happen, it can happen to anyone. These are actually from the Colorado Education Center. So anyways, another thing is I wanted to talk about I wanted to talk to you about adoption. So according to the Adoption Bureau of Consular Affairs, U.S. Department of State, there was 261,776 adoptions in 2015. In another stat from the Washington Post from 2013 to 2014, there were 327,653 abortions in America. It's hard to look at those numbers and be okay with it. For me, I think about my aunt. She can't have babies, and not because she did anything, it's just she can't. And she was able to adopt these two beautiful children, and it's because that mother decided to not get an abortion. She decided to let someone adopt her children. And to me, that's the complete way to go, because you're losing a life. There are, yes, you're in high school, you can get pregnant. Well, you shouldn't have been doing something wrong in the first place, or else you wouldn't be pregnant. You wouldn't be having these problems. But there's always these options for everyone, not just for high school students. Just a good example because I just got out of high school. But my point I have for everyone today is just know your options, know the risks when it comes to abortion, know what you're getting yourself into. Doctors will go on and on about how uh, the risks of abortion. And I've seen even terrible example, but even Facebook. There's this doctor, and he had been doing abortions for years and years, and he finally stopped because he saw it. He saw what was wrong with this whole setup. He was he even showed like what he did. Like he was doing the surgical abortions where they were actually tearing using the clips, and they were actually tearing the babies apart, and they showed it a little weird, but they showed it by using just little dolls, and they showed what they did, and it's morbid. Uh, but I want everyone to know their options. I want everyone to know what is right, what is wrong, and that's all I have.